y'all, we just came out of the gift shop and I got myself a cute little giraffe. It has a green sweater and it says San Diego Zoo and Safari Park. And we're gonna do the coin machine next to me. A little girl wanted to do one and she didn't have any money, so we blessed her to do it because it's really important to me, so I'm gonna bless her. Ready? I got blinded! Right there, don't get blinded. Snuggle Pot and Cuddle Pie. San Diego Zoo. Yay! I got my coin. I'm happy.
Top 4, this is for my air brakes before leaving your seats. I'll come around to open those gates for everyone. Restrooms are straight ahead if you need them. Sabertooth Grills around the corner here on our right.
Oh, there's a donkey. There's flamingos. There's a baby giraffe. They're so cute. That one's getting real close. All the giraffes that you see are all female. This is the 4th time we walked past the bear. First it was sleeping, then it did a whole fancy turn, and now it's eating. Or playing with this food. I think it's playing with this food. Nah, it's eating.
Done the math on it. Other people have too. They're much too powerful. Here's the problem, Bronson, everybody. If it's a young baby rhino, all bets are off. Baby rhino would be completely defenseless against a tiger. However, they have to get past mama rhino to get to the baby. So mama's not going to let her baby get eaten by a tiger.
No, just kidding. Let's see if we can see any of our grizzly bears out here. Oh, I do see one of our grizzly bears. I actually taking a little nap right there to the right-hand side. And again, I do apologize for all the squeaky brakes. I do know that it's a lot, so hopefully you can bear with me a little bit. So yeah, we do actually have Scout and Montana, 2 of our grizzly bears that live over here on the right-hand side. They're absolutely massive animals. In order to before they hibernate. So not all grizzly bears hibernate. Only those that live in extremely cold regions of the world hibernate. And they do this to conserve their energy during the winter time. Because during the winter, there's just a bunch of snow and ice. There's not really any plants to eat. So it's a lot smarter to eat as much as you can during the fall while it's available than just simply sleep the winter off. And also to help conserve their energy, they do lower their body temperatures, they decrease their heart rate, they don't really move a lot. And some bears can actually sleep half their lives, 6 months of the year. However, since our grizzly bears live here in Southern California, and we don't have winters here, they do not have the instinct to hibernate, so they're actually awake year-round. So over to the right-hand side is the habitat of our sloth bears. I actually do see one up ahead here to the right-hand side. This is perfect. Actually 2. There's one in the back, one over there to the left, folks. Let's hang out here for a little bit. Alright guys, so this is Shala, our female. The Karchik are males. These are 2 of our sloth bears, as I mentioned. And even though they are sloth bears, these are one of our newest loved birds. They're one of the newest couples that we have here at the zoo. They just met a couple of weeks ago, and it was love at first sight. They've been going on little dates ever since, foraging for food and climbing up trees and taking little naps together. Before you know it, we're going to have a cute little baby sloth bear that's also going to be doing all of those things. So they are not called sloth bears because they are related to sloths. They are called sloth bears because they resemble sloths in several different ways, actually. Most notably, they have that long and shaggy fur of theirs. So a lot of people think that that's to keep them warm. That's not true actually. They actually live in very hot and humid regions in India and other parts of South Asia. They do have that long and shaggy fur to avoid any sort of bug bites, because that's actually their favorite food. They love to eat bugs, especially termites. When the males want to attract a female, they sing them a song. Usually they sing them songs from, you know, Drake, maybe T-Pain. Not really sure what songs they sing, to be honest. And yes, it is a little depressing that a rodent has more game than I do, but you know, I'll get there one day. You'll see, you'll see. Up here on the right-hand side, we have Ernest, and he's on his pedestal like the king that he is. It's one of our African lions. He actually lives in there with his sister, Miss Ellen. We do have a brother and sister pair. So usually when you see lion documentaries, they're often very active. They're always sprinting and hunting and running, but this is not an accurate depiction on how they spend most of their time. In fact, lions sleep up to 20 hours a day. Then they spend the other 4 hours eating. That is something that lions and I do have in common. We do have that thing in common, the lions and I. But you probably know a lot about lions from the movie The Lion King, which probably should be called The Lion Queen, because it is in fact the females that raise the children and do 90% of the hunting in the pride. The males, on the other hand, they do play an important role, which is to defend the territory, either from other male lions and also hyenas who often attack them out in the wild. And I know that some of these facts may seem unbelievable, folks, but I promise you, I'm not lying. Alright, I heard a couple giggles. I'll take it, I'll take it. So up here on our right-hand side, we have our state-of-the-art medical facility. This is the Elephant Care Center. This is where we give our elephants almost daily medical checkups, among other things. So I do know that a bus is going to be coming behind us. We're going to pull really close to the secretary birds over here to the right-hand side. So I'll go by really slowly for you guys. So these are two of our secretary birds, very exotic-looking birds. So simply by looking at their bodies, do you think that they eat plants or animals? Animals, very good, that is the correct answer. And the hint is that they have really sharp beaks, sharp talons, and very long legs, which they use to sprint after their prey, such as little rodents and reptiles, and even some of the most venomous snakes on Earth. So they're kind of like little psychopaths, just chasing after venomous snakes all day, trying to eat them and kill them. It's like, you know, calm down a little bit, Secretary Bird, there's other food to eat. Alright folks, so look over there to the right-hand side. Looks like we have Devi. So Devi is one of our female Asian elephants. She's actually the matriarch of the group. She is 56 years old, so the oldest elephant that we have here. So we do like to keep our males and our females separated. That's because of our females. They're actually past their reproductive age. They're not going to be having any more babies anytime soon. However, our males, they're quite young. They're only about 10 to 12 years old, and we are planning on them having, we're actually planning for them to breed sometime soon. And speaking of the males, up there on the right-hand side, looks like we have one of our male African elephants over there, feeding from one of his enrichment items. So there's a common saying that an elephant never forgets. This is actually due to the really good long-term memory. Studies have shown that elephants can remember where water holes are located that they have not used in over 30 years. And during the dry season, remembering where water is the difference between life and death. They're also one of the few species of animal that can recognize their own reflection in the mirror, which is a sign that they're very intelligent. So we know this because researchers painted a white X on an elephant's forehead. And only when the elephant saw his own reflection in the mirror, that's when he started to try to wipe off that paint from his forehead. So that's a sign that he saw his reflection and understood that it was him. In other words, they know they're elephants. But not only do they have great minds, but great hearts. The adult females often adopt orphan baby young out in the wild. They give them their milk, they protect them, and they raise them, even though they have nothing to gain from it. And fortunately, thanks to each and every one of you guys for simply being here today. You are helping us to save the African elephant out in Kenya whenever we collaborate with the Ritteti Elephant Sanctuary. We're also working out in Sri Lanka to help save the Asian elephant species as well. Over there to the right-hand side, looks like it's hump day every day for these guys. What's up, camels? They're actually walking away right now. It's not the best views, we're actually going to move on here. I was going to go on my camel spiel, but since they're actually going to move up, we're going to move as well. I'm actually going to let this bus pass us by here. Wild, and the only remaining survivors will be left here in zoos. In fact, there are only 80 breeding adults left in the whole world. We have 3 of them here at the zoo. So that's why all of our tigers are part of the species survival plan, which you can think of kind of like Match.com for animals. So if you like to make different pairs of animals so they can meet up, fall in love, They make cute little baby animals in the process. And so far it seems to be working because thanks to our efforts, we've helped over 100 baby tigers be born. So right now as we leave the jungles of Malaysia, we're heading to the rainforests of Central Africa, where hopefully we will see the world's most dangerous mammal. Does anybody want to guess what the world's most dangerous mammal is? Oh, I heard someone say hippo. That is actually the correct answer. Very good. And your prize for guessing correctly? Education. Yeah, what could be a better prize, right guys? Alright folks, coming up on our left-hand side, you're about to see hundreds of the world's most rudest, inconsiderate, and dumbest wild animals that I've ever seen in my whole life. I'm of course talking about the drivers on Highway 163. Yes, that's right folks, that's where the real zoo is over there. But you like that high. Anyone raise their hand? Oh, I do see some hands up. Perfect, perfect. Yes, we'll hang on here for a little bit, actually. So we have 3 polar bears in total, including Kaluk, Chinook, and Taki. Those are all words with Native Alaskan languages, just kind of representing the culture up there. So they are by far the best swimmers out of any bear species. Out in the wild, they can regularly swim 60 miles without stopping for rest. However, their prey swims faster than they do. So in order to hunt and to eat, they actually depend on floating sea ice that they run on top of. And usually out in the wild, they do eat a lot of seals, which gives them lots of blubber, so they can handle the cold up there in the North Pole. However, since our polar bears live here in Southern California, we do not give them seals. Instead, we give them lots of lean meat and lots of fish. And that way they still get all the dietary requirements that they need, but they have a very thin layer of blubber. They can handle the heat out here in Southern California. And speaking of heat, they're actually the symbol of global warming. That's because their habitat is heating 2 times faster than the rest of the world. And it's actually the easiest way to help them out is by simply using less electricity. We can turn off the lights and simply open up our blinds to let more natural light in, or even turn off any lights that you're not using. But simply by being here, each and every one of you is helping us to study their movement patterns up in there in the North Pole. As there's less and less ice, we're trying to understand a little bit more how they're adapting to this ever-changing environment. Tour. Today I've talked a lot about the fight for survival for many species across the world. There's actually one species I have not mentioned yet, and that is us humans. That's right, we also depend on nature for our very own survival. Nature helps provide us with our clean air to reduce the amount of smog in our cities, to clean water, the food that we eat every day, and all this nature promotes the basis of our economy. But unfortunately, we are currently experiencing the biggest mass extinction in the history of the planet. In fact, in the past 40 years alone, we have lost 60% of the world's animal populations. That's right, so we've lost over half of the animals on Earth in just 40 years, which is quite alarming. But here we're a place of hope and positivity. We believe that it is not too late to save these animals, as long as we do little things such as use less electricity, eat more sustainably, and also research these issues a little bit more. And the good news is that simply by being here today, each and every one of you is supporting conservation and saving animals across the world. I hope you feel really good about yourself today, so look at all the animals that you're helping to save out there in the wild. Well folks, we're going to be parking up here to the left-hand side. I'm going to unload the bottom deck first and the top deck after.